How you doing? We're back to working on the yellow S4. So the goal for the S4 today is to start tear down of the engine bay to be able to get access to the wiring, the coolant leak that I have, and try to address the oil leak. So we're going to be taking the Y pipe, the bumper, pretty much the whole front clip apart just to gain access to everything. You can see just how much of a mess these two 7s are. We're going to try to clean this up and make it a little more organized. So there's not a whole lot I can do with the wiring at the moment. I'm waiting on some tools to be able to shorten these. I don't have a depinning tool for this, so I'm planning on shortening these. I'm going to try to delete these as a whole. So I'll probably just remove the deletes, remove the pins, and then just butt connector them together and then tie it in with the rest of this harness, so that way it's nice and even all the way down. A couple of these I don't use, like I'm only using one of these, so I'll delete this connector and just run this. I might run a new cable back, down and around, so that way it's a single cable and it just looks a lot cleaner. So now that the bumper's off, I'm going to work on removing the skid plate. Then we're going to drain coolant, put the car in service mode, maybe even take the whole front shroud off just to make it a little bit easier to work on. I have to mess with some stuff on the pipe pipes and align the intercoolers a little bit better. Just try to make this car a little bit nicer overall. Can already see a bunch of oil starting to come out. So from the looks of it, I have that one coolant leak off the reservoir, and I have an oil leak off the driver's side turbo, which I knew. I also have a little bit of oil on the passenger side. I'm not too sure where that's coming from, but we'll figure it out. So I bought this skid plate used a couple years ago. So I already had some problems with it, a couple scratches, but it does its job. Now I'm going to remove the headlights. The headlight housing on these cracked, unfortunately, on the outside on both of them. And this hardware is gross. Luckily, I'm going to be putting all new hardware in it. Look how crusty this hardware is. The headlights still look pretty fresh though. Put these in the car for safekeeping. Next, I'll remove the bumper brackets. This one has a whole bunch of different hardware. So maybe I'll throw some new hardware in here, even though you'll never see it. Then to put into service mode, thread the bolts that hold the bumper up. Just a couple threads in, so that way the whole support doesn't fall on us. And now we can remove the 4 supports that are holding up the core support. I have the proper torques, I just got this new tool, so I want to use it. So I'm a dingus and my mic wasn't recording, but now we're going to start draining the coolant. Now that the liquid's drained, we pop off the top hose. It's the same situation as the bottom. A little clip, you just pop that up. And then just jimmy the hose off. There we go. We're also going to take the hood latch off. That just unhooks. And then there's one more thing we have to connect that I forgot to do. It's the coolant temp sensor down below on the lower radiator hose. The wire harness ties into the rest of the harness. And that's just held in by one of these Euro clips. Try not to break them, they're hard to find. I ordered a bunch because I keep breaking them. Before we take the radiator and the whole front clip off, there's a couple more things we have to do. We have to disconnect these wires so that way we can pull the whole front clip off. Now everything should be disconnected. The main pain with this is the power steering lines. I'm going to try to leave that connected. They're riveted onto the actual radiator support. There is a Phillips on there, but mine is completely stripped out. Let's see if I can undo that. Just my lucky day. I was trying to remove the power steering cooling lines. I was able to get that bolt to start spinning, but it was snapped. So I'll have to extract the rest of that and we'll put a new bolt through it. So now we can take the AC condenser. We're going to swing this out this way. I decided I'm going to take the whole core support off, make my life a little bit easier, give me a little bit more space to work on the throttle body and the intercooler piping. And we'll just go out and up. Disconnect that plug. Swing that out of the way. And this pop out and up. Drain the rest of it. Now that the core support is disconnected completely, we can remove bumper bolts we were having hold in front core support. Now we can come out and we're free. I'm gonna find a place to put this. I'm also going to remove the clutch fan because that likes to get in the way. I don't want to break it. You can also see this bipipe was sitting incorrectly, so the fan has been hitting it for a while. That's another thing I'm going to be addressing, is moving these bipipes further in. I have a little bit of room behind or in front of the timing cover. It gets tight by the intercooler, but I'll see what I can do. Depending on how things go in the next couple weeks, I might just do an E-fan setup, just to give me a little bit more space, and that way I can get new bipipes. So that's going to be all for this video. The next video, we'll make the bipipes fit a little bit better, clean up this mess of a wiring harness. I've got some plans on how I want to route things, just make it a bit tidier. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe.